So today we're talking about 18 things that I wish I knew before I was 18. So I'm 18 years old. My main focus in this life is bettering myself in the long run, right? So bettering yourself in the long run means focusing on the now. And in order to focus on the now, you have to be in tune with your thoughts. And I think being in tune with your thoughts is something in this generation that we don't talk about enough. And that's what we're going to be talking about today is 18 things I wish I knew before I was 18. And that one of those things is being in tune with your thoughts. So in order to be in tune with your thoughts, right, you got to have systems, you got to have goals. You got to have goals in place to align with those thoughts, to align with that energy that you're putting out every day. Because you wake up in the morning and you got an energy bar. That energy bar is at 100. So you put that energy towards things that matter, towards things that are going to benefit you in the end. That's what you're going to get out. And that goes for all things in life. So you put 100 push-ups every morning, you're eventually going to get big, right? You're eventually going to get strong. You're eventually going to be able to do 150. So that's the goal here, is longevity. Well, the main goal here is understanding ourselves. And in order to do that, you have to focus on the now. And being in the now is definitely a struggle, right? For some people. And talking yourself through it is a good habit to have, right? Because you don't rise to your goals, you fall to your habits. And that's why having schedules, having things that are going to hold you to these things is important, right? So that's step number one, is having a morning routine in place. 18 things I wish I knew. I wish I knew that having a morning routine could hold you to these higher things. And now I do. So where do we go from there? Building a routine in the morning. Waking up in the morning, okay, I have energy. I'm feeling tired. Be in tune with whatever you're feeling, right? But don't align your energy with that, because we're not here to focus on how we feel. We're here to be in touch with how we feel. We're not here to focus on the bad. We're here to focus on the good. And to do that, you have to have a system where you're holding yourself to something, but you're also viciously benefiting yourself. So you wake up in the morning, okay, I know that I want to read a book for 20 minutes, right? That's my deep work. Read a book for 20 to 30 minutes. Or for some people, it's writing things down. But at the end of the day, man, it's the systems, it's the habits that you fall to. It's not the goals that you rise to, because you have a goal set for yourself in the morning. You're not going to wake up and do that automatically. You're just going to fall into these habits. And once you fall into these habits where it's like, okay, every morning I'm doing these things, I'm working out, I'm reading, I'm doing deep work. I might not be holding myself to the things all day, but at least I know I'm doing my morning routine, right? And that's the first step. That's something I wish I knew at a young age, was that holding yourself to a schedule is ultimately going to benefit you. And that could look different for a lot of people. That could be waking up in the morning and taking a shower or going for a walk. Some people it's jogging, some people it's running, right? And for the people who run, for the people who jog, that's amazing. And viciously pursue that if that's something that benefits you. But for me, that's holding myself to the morning schedule of waking up, reading my Bible, being in tune with my thoughts, watching some YouTube videos, and being in touch with whatever I'm feeling now. So that's the goal. That's when you have arrived, is when you are in touch with what's going on now. So now that you're in touch with what you're doing now that you have these system and goals that you know that you want to do, viciously pursue them. So once you viciously pursued them, you got those things out of the way for the morning, right? And it's not, that's the thing where I'm saying, like, our generation hasn't set these things in place for themselves, right? We weren't told to wake up in the morning and the best thing for you to do is read, or I mean, and it's not about the morning, it's about the longevity of it. Like, as a kid, right? And it all goes back to as a kid, we were taught these certain things, and these certain things stuck with us. So as a kid, you know, you were told to wake up in the morning and you eat breakfast, you just have a morning and you just go with the flow of things, right? And that's the same, like, limited beliefs with the financial things, right? Our parents told us that, you know, those things were meant for rich people. And that's genuinely what I was told. I was told that these things in life were meant for the rich people, right? I'm not a rich person. We're not rich people. So, and that's what I was told. Those limited beliefs were genuinely put on me of, okay, we're square one people. We're going to stay at square one. And that's my goal, right? Is to break, that's my why. And having a strong why is going to hold you to these things. And that's why I get so deep into it, is because I have a strong why. If you don't have a strong why, you're not going to dive deep into it. It's going to be a weak journey, right? And it all falls back to, what do you value in life? Do you value yourself? Why? Why are you doing this? So if you wake up and your why is weak, you're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to convince yourself to do these things that are not beneficial to yourself. And it's not even about, like, I know I'm doing wrong. It's the discipline. And it goes back to the discipline. Am I disciplined enough to hold myself to these things every day? That's my why, is, am I able to do this? And for some people that could be different. That's one thing I wish I knew as a kid, was have a strong why in everything that you're doing. You know, you can't work hard if you don't have a strong why. And that's one of the things you got to have in place. Number two, that's number two. Number three is, once you have these things in place, not to fixate on them, because you already know what to do, right? So you're waking up in the morning, you're already working out, you're already reading, right? And these things sound easy because they are, and they're not easy at first, but they become easy with the routine, with the habits, right? Because you don't rise to your goals, like I said, you fall to your habits. So if you're falling to this baseline of, okay, I'm working out every morning, that's my baseline, right? My baseline is, I'm going to work out every morning, I'm going to read every morning, I'm going to fill my brain with knowledge so that I can be the best version of myself. So there you go. That's your morning. So once you've cleared that morning out, you've noticed that you have time for all these things that are not your morning routine. So if it takes you 3 hours to wake up at 5 a.m. And you'll notice by 8 a.m. you're ready to go for the day, right? And it gets easier. So it's not about waking up at 5 a.m., but it's about holding yourself to these things where, I know what I gotta do to be the best version of myself. Am I doing these things every day? Am I holding myself to the best version of me, right? And this morning, you know, I struggled with the fact of, I had a little issue, and there's always going to be things that get in your way. And this morning, something that got in my way was my phone was dead, right? I forgot to plug it in. I didn't hold myself to that. Last night I was watching YouTube videos, and I was doing some, like, research on, like, oh, okay, how can I better myself in the morning? Just doing the game plan thing, right? And I gotta tell myself sometimes, bro, go the fuck to bed. Hold yourself to these things, because are you setting yourself up for a good morning tomorrow? That's number 4, bro. Holding yourself to a good nighttime routine. If you're holding yourself to a nighttime routine, you're gonna set yourself up for a good morning. And when you set yourself up for a good morning, you're setting yourself up for a good day. And when you're setting yourself up for a good day, believe it or not, you're bound to have a good life. And it all goes back to that. Realizing, like, it's easy to have a good life, right? It's easy. And once you realize, like, once you take into account all the things that are benefiting you, it gets so much easier to choose what's right. It becomes so much more obvious to choose what's right in your everyday life. And this all roots from waking up in the morning and holding yourself to routine. And that's where you have arrived. right? Because when you wake up in the morning, you think, what am I doing with my day? What do I do? Where do I go? That's draining energy, right? You got that energy bar. When you're thinking about, oh, how can I do this differently? How can I do that differently? Don't be thinking about how you could do things differently. Think about how you can hold yourself to the same things every day. Because every day that you do things the same, it's going to get 10 times easier. And you're going to succeed. Because I read this thing, it was like, okay, I read this article online, and it was talking about how NASA, you know how NASA has been like, throughout the years, they've researched so many different things, right? And doing that, they have not succeeded in finishing or mastering anything in their lives, in the life of their company, I should say. So they're focusing on so many different things, so many different aspects of the world, of geography, of, okay, we're going to explore the ocean, okay, we're going to explore land, we're going to explore space, that they have not been able to master anything. They have not mastered space. They have not mastered the earth. They have not mastered going into the ocean. And our mind is kind of like NASA. And like, not like that, but in a business sense, like we got to use our lives like in a business sense, right? So if we're focused on 50 different things in a business, we're not going to be successful at selling anything. And our goal is to sell ourselves a morning routine, right? So you're basically, when you wake up, you're selling yourself this. You're purchasing this with your energy, your time, your motives. You're changing your life, right? You're spending your time. And that's where it comes down to, am I spending my time every morning to do these things that I know I need to do to be the best version of myself? Number 5. This leads me on to number 5. Once you got these morning routines in place, don't fuck with them. You know what I mean? Leave them there. Don't mess with them too much. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of changes in our life. There's going to be things that are going to change with these habits. So let's not mess with it as much. Let's not mess with it more than we need to, because knowing how we did things before and knowing how we did things now is very important. So how we did things before obviously didn't work for us. So why would we bring the results of what we used to do? Why would we bring those same results and put that expectation onto what we're doing now? So if you're doing something now, put new expectations on it. Put open expectations on it. Raise that baseline of every morning. I'm waking up, I'm doing my things, right? But I'm also raising my baseline. So if I'm doing 25 push-ups in the morning, bro, every day I'm gonna raise to do 2, 3, 4, 5 more, right? And it's not about the push-ups, but it's about exceeding your baseline. It's about raising that floor that you got. And every day you raise that floor, bro, you're gonna notice, all right, I'm on a new level every day. So that's where it comes into play. Like, don't mess with it too much, bro. Leave it. Let the work do its thing, right? Let your morning routine build itself. And all the byproduct comes with it. So success, money, all these things literally root from a morning routine. And holding yourself to this morning routine for the longevity of it, right? We're not here to change our life for 3 months, for fucking 2 weeks, for fucking a month. We're here to change our life forever. We're here for the longevity of it. So we got to find something that fits for us in the long run. And it's not about the long run. It's about, because in the long run, you're going to raise these baselines every day. So therefore, you're not staying in the same place. You're moving up every day. And that's where it comes in. Like, if you wake up and you don't do these things you got to do, are you really raising this baseline? Because once you get these things out, bam, it's already 8 a.m. I already got everything done. I could focus on something completely new. And that's where it comes in, like the growth of it. And you start to see major league growth. And you start to see the byproduct of it is when you do these morning things and you stick to this. And then you got all this extra time to do this work that is deep and that matters. And you got all this extra time for these extracurricular activities that you never even knew that you were interested in, because you didn't do enough deep work into yourself to understand, Okay, this makes me happy. Okay, this drains my energy. Okay, these people motivate me. These people don't. And that's a big thing of it, is having good people around you that are going to hold yourself to these things. You know, you can't bring your old friends into your new habits. You know, it's like in the Bible it says, don't fill the bread, or get rid of the old yeast to create new bread without yeast. The yeast of malice, the yeast of jealousy, the yeast of lust, you know, and all these things, right? So you can't bring the old yeast to the new bread. And it's that mindset of, okay, what's old and what's new? What's my old baseline? Is my day yesterday going to be better than today? How can I be most efficient today so that tomorrow my baseline is raised even higher? Because every day you raise these baselines higher, bro, you're fucking flying ahead of everybody, because nobody looks at these days like as June 17th, that's today, right? Or June 18th, I'm sorry. So nobody looks at today as a blessing, right? And that's where I'm raising my baselines. All right, today is going to be a beautiful day. Today I'm going to do the things that I want to do, right? In order to do the things you want to do, you got to do the things you need to do. And that's what this is about, right? We're here to do the things we got to do. I'm getting kind of lost in this. I'm going to get back on topic, right? 18 things I wish I knew before I was 18. And I'm about to be 19 next month. And something that I wish I knew before I turned 19 is that every day matters, right? Every day you got a baseline that you set on yourself. So if you're waking up and you're setting these baselines of, it's just another day, right? Oh, I'm just chugging along, right? And that's that chugging along mindset's gonna fuck you up, right? It's when you see yourself elevated on a new level, you see these people around you doing the things that you used to do, but it don't feel the same. It don't look the same as it used to, right? And that's where the happiness comes in. You start to get happy with these things. You start to get happy that you're noticing, that you're seeing the things that are coming to life in front of you, right? And that's what I wish I knew before I was 18, is that every day matters, because you watch something new come to life. You're watching your schedule come to life. So today is beautiful, right? It makes me so happy to know that I did the things that I had to do this morning, right? Because now I got so much opportunity for different things, and I'm 100% ready for it. I'm not, okay, what's the name's calling me up, asking me if I can pull up and babysit for some extra money, right? Of course I'm going to want to do that, because I'm at a point in my life where I'm trying to make this extra bread. I'm trying to hustle up this money so that I can set myself up for life. So if I know every day that I'm ready for it, any opportunity that comes my way is up to me, right? It's not up to what I did this morning, or are you ready for it this morning? It's up to me. It's up to, is this the opportunity that I want to take? Is this the route that I want to take? And that's where the control comes in. I got control of my morning, which means I got control of the rest of my day. I got control of where I put my energy. Therefore, money is abundant. Money is flowing, because my energy is my money. My time is my money. All right? And that's where you got to understand, holding yourself to these things are very fucking important, right? And that's kind of the baseline of this video, is hold yourself to something that's going to benefit you in the end. I'm gonna hop off camera. Y'all have a good one. I had to hold myself to a little recording every day. Y'all have a good one.